Okay, here we go. Live for our big final celebration on Giving Tuesday after everything we've been doing to build up. It's our big last team meeting. Fewer people than we were hoping. Life got in the way in a few different ways, but that hasn't stopped the team from making huge progress all month and doing stuff. So thank you, Will. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Eddie, for joining me. And thank you, everyone else who contributed. Thank you, Aidan, Alex, Jay, Angela, Claire, everyone who hasn't made it today but has been part of the team. Thank you so much for everything that you've done. And yeah, so this is really for us to give some updates and talk about Giving Tuesday and have like a last push of what we can do for a day of generosity. Oh, hi Leslie, thanks for joining. So I guess the first thing I wanted to ask you is, this is a global day of generosity. Outside of 70/30, is there anything that you've seen in terms of kindness and generosity in the last year that has really stuck with you?
Yeah, I'd just like to say I love the kindness and the generosity that I've seen in all. I know I'll keep going on about it as well, but these peer support groups, like my own one or Race Awareness or wherever it is, if it wasn't for peer support groups up and down the land, then I don't know where people would be. I mean, myself personally, when I got into recovery, there was nothing out there for folk. So these peer support groups are real lifesavers. So yeah, I love the fact that there's people there to listen without judgment. We've all been through different things in life, shall we say, like different adverse childhood experiences or different trauma, and we've all got different stories. But it's coming together and being there for each other that makes us stronger.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, definitely. And as you say, those peer support groups have been invaluable, I think, even especially during COVID, as that extra kind of lifeline. So definitely. Eddie, what about you? Have you seen anything around generosity that's really inspired you this year?
Yeah, I've seen a few things, and one of the things I saw a friend said that he went to Morrison's he gets £100 every year. He does it, and he enters into things like the food bank and things like that. And then I'm part of the Dedridge Community Council because I live in Dedridge, and they're giving money to the food banks and the Bring Santa to Dedridge, which starts on the 16th of December. I take part in that as well. My friend organises that. Him and his wife, they do the Santa bit. And I just followed behind them in my taxi with the extra sweeties. So when they run out of sweeties, I go up to them and give them a whole big bag of sweeties, and they can throw them out to the kids. And it's great. You know what? It gives me so much pleasure because you see these kids with a big smile on their face, and here comes Santa and all the rest of it. Absolutely amazing. So I've seen things like that with generosity. It's been good, definitely.
Yeah, and I like that. It's the little things that you can do in everyday life. I mean, I think Will's example of peer support groups are absolutely amazing, but you're looking on a larger scale sometimes than things that you can do even just on an individual level for generosity to make the world that little bit better. So definitely inspiring. Debbie, have you thought of anything?
Yeah, sort of similar. I'm the same. Different various friends that have needed help, and everybody's came together, whether it's been to help, with food parcels, a wee bit of financial support, or as Will said as well, just even being able to be there for some people to listen, not necessarily, to have a blather with them, just even to sit and listen. It's just been fantastic. I just feel that this year really has been such a different year. You can definitely see how much more positive people are, and knowing that people have the peer support groups, they have people that they can go to and talk to, and that they can speak out, basically, that they don't have to hide things away. I think it's just been, it's been fantastic. It's been really good to watch. Yeah.
Definitely. And I have been so excited of coming up to Giving Tuesday, seeing online all of the different acts of generosity across so many different communities. So yeah, I'm really excited that we get to be a part of this year. Eddie, you're the only one who unfortunately didn't make it onto an individual live during the day. So I wanted to ask you some of the questions that I asked Will and Debbie earlier. And that's just kind of, why do you think 70/30 is the charity that is worth your time and your commitment in this way and all this effort for Giving Tuesday?
Okay, so I actually deal with quite a few charities. I mean, I work with guide dogs as a puppy raiser and fundraiser when it starts up again. I organize an outing with the taxis in West Lothian where they decorated with a balloon. My wife and I organize that. We do that since 2017. And we've got a team of volunteers. I work with Legion Scotland. I befriend ex-forces guys. Annie's Man Club. I go there to support. I get support as well, and I go there to support the guys. I also work in the Debridge garden, community garden. I do work there. There's one or two other things. Oh, Team Jack. I do stuff with Team Jack. I deliver toys to people, you know, kids in maybe Armadale or Whitburn or wherever, but also to the sick kids. And I'm in the process of putting booklets through people's doors and handing booklets out all about Team Jack. 7030, that's another charity which I support. I think every single charity has its merits. They're all important. There isn't a charity out there which isn't important. And as I said in my interview, I never even knew ACEs existed. I never knew Matt. I always thought that was down to the social work. And I was always thought it was social work until I actually saw Jay on a video, and I thought, I've got to get involved with that. And I started reading up about like 2 million kids in this country, you know, and all the different statistics and you know, people who take you know, drugs, maybe abusive drugs or whatever, and the reasons behind that, the reasons why, it's not just because they decided to go and, you know, get high or anything. There's reasons behind that why they, and it's not their fault. And what I believe is, it's all because a lot of it's to do with because of adverse childhood experiences that have made them that way. And I think rather than treat these people as a pest or whatever way people treat them, I think what you need to treat it as victims. Because basically that's what these people are, they're victims, and they need all the support that people can give them. And I feel that I'm one of those people that wants to support them, but you've got to start at grassroots level. So you've got to try and break this chain of adverse childhood experiences. If you can break that chain, then hopefully the next generation that comes through won't have that. And in the long run, this is where I believe that politicians need to get behind us, because if politicians get behind us, in the long run, this will also save the country money. Yep. Not only that, it'll make kids' lives better. It'll make people's lives better. You won't have as many people who take, you know, drugs or alcohol. You won't have as many broken marriages. You won't have as many underage sex. You won't have any of these things. Or you'll have, I'm not saying you won't have any, you'll still have it, but you'll have less. And it's just a case of breaking the cycle. So that's why I very much support the 7030 campaign. But like I said, I support a lot of charities. I do physically actually go out and do work. And it's not just a case of I support them and give them money. I actually work with these charities. I do stuff with the charities.
And I think that's one of the reasons why you're such a valuable member of this team, Eddie. You're someone who cares about your community in so many different ways and getting involved in so many different ways. So it's absolutely wonderful to have someone with that.
Without community, it starts at community. Without community, you know what I mean? You've nothing without community. You need your community. So yes, but thank you very much for saying those kind words. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I mean, I think that's one of the things I love about 7030. It's that it's community led. It's a grassroots level. It's understanding that the people who are most affected by ACEs need to be the people making the changes and pushing for the right policies. Because, you know, it's everyday people who make that difference. It's not just decision makers. And obviously you need to get the ear of decision makers for change to happen, but it can't just come from them.
No, but Isabel, to be fair, I never experienced, I mean, I probably did experience some ACEs when I was a youngster. But I'm one of the very, very fortunate people in this world. One of the very fortunate people in this world. That I had the most fantastic parent. I couldn't have asked for better parents. My mom and dad were good. They looked after me. They protected me and everything. And I, very, very much, I'm so grateful for that. And I'm getting lived experiences. I have suffered trauma, but it's through the forces, not through as a child experiences. But just because you haven't suffered with it doesn't mean to say you shouldn't be supporting it.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense.
That's something that I want to say in terms of when I say the community affected by ACEs. Obviously, people with lived experience are at the center of that, but they're not the only people affected by ACEs. You know, we're all affected by the repercussions of ACEs. We're all affected by the people in our lives suffering from ACEs, and it affects us every day. It affects us in our economy. It affects us in, you know, the crime rates in our neighborhood. It affects us in our access to mental health services with the length of wait lists. It affects us in terms of relationships that we're able to build. We need to be able, both pairing lived experience of these things directly with the wider community in moving things forward. And it needs to be a collaboration between those. And I think this court is a perfect example of that. I too have been extremely lucky in my life. And I think we're able to bring kind of some of the background and evidence-based knowledge to the table, some of the lived experience expertise, and some of the, you know, passion to make the community better all on one call. So I think it's very exciting. And I know that we've got Claire and a few other people in the comments as well who I haven't been able to say hi to again. Who else is there? Warren and Scott as well. And we've got, you know, great people joining us in to support us as well to really bring this together. So yeah, I think as a quick reminder, if you are watching, please do share what we're doing. Please do get in touch. If you haven't donated already, please donate at wavetrust.org and then share that you've taken part in Giving Tuesday. Let people know. Any little bit you can give will make a huge difference, and we will be able to actually prevent these issues from happening rather than just dealing with all of the repercussions later. If we can stop this from happening, the opportunities are endless in a sense. Oh, we've got someone else. Oh no, we've still got Leslie. I'm getting various comments that are distracting me, so I apologize for that. My next question is kind of looking forward, really. So, we've got Aidan as well today. Hi, Aidan. Thank you for joining us. We'd love some updates on your run in the comments that I can share. But we'll get back to that. I'll get to my first comment next. I wanted to know, moving forward in your local area, where are you hoping to go next? You know, we're pushing for this and we're showing how much of a difference us ambassadors can make. But what difference are we going to make next? What are we planning to do? Personally, I can talk for the fact that I've been still involved with the Aberdeen 70/30 group, and I'm extremely excited to see that we might be able to set up a steering group very soon. We've had a lot of people interested in starting to talk and connect us up. We should get across ethnic sectors like third sector education, possibly linked in with CAMS, etc. And we're starting to look really, after quite a few brainstorming sessions, at what next steps will have the biggest impact in our local area. So yeah, what about you guys? I know that there have been some updates in West Lothian in particular, Eddie.
Sorry, myself talking to you.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So we had a meeting. Jay and I actually had a meeting with one councillor, and she said, we said, look, you need to try and push for a motion the same as Western Bartonshire and Edinburgh. I said, you need to do that. Yeah, we'll do that. And nothing's happened. I emailed other councillors, and Eddie, we'll get a meeting. Nothing's happened. So I'm going to be pushing councillors. I also I'm hoping to become a councillor in May, and if it hasn't happened by May, it will be happening. I will be putting through a motion for that. But I will continue. But I want it to happen before then. I just want it to happen before then, because you can't just keep it the way it is. It's got to happen sooner rather than later. But also want to organise, or I'm in the process of, once Giving Tuesday is over and done with, I'm in the process of going to be organising a raise awareness day, but it's not just for the Wave Trust. It's for about 15 different charities. Well, as many as we can cram into the hall anyway. And there's that. But on a political level, at all levels, doesn't matter whether it's a councillor, an MP, or an MSP, or it doesn't matter. They need to get behind this, because if they don't get behind, the situation is never going to get any better. It's going to get worse and worse and worse.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
And it sounds like you've got a really good team there in West Lothian ready to push things forward. So I'm excited to see how that goes. And we've got a little update from Aidan before we jump in with Debbie and Will's updates. So Aidan has been running for this Giving Tuesday and has been training all month. So it's brilliant to see that he's managed to complete it in just over an hour. So thank you so much, Aidan. You've been a great member of the team. I know you haven't been able to come on many of the lives and things, but you've been a huge support. So thank you so much. And yes, please do check out keep an eye on the website, because I'm sure Aidan will send us some more updates on the run later in the week as well. But a really good job there. And yeah, what about, I don't know, who wants to go next? Will, Debbie, have you got any updates, any plans for the next few months?
I will. Yeah, so hopefully, well, I'm West Lothian as well. So obviously, you know, if Eddie needs any help or whatever, I'll hopefully get involved there and help him as much as I can.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Fantastic, thank you.
No bother. What I'm also hoping to do, hopefully next year, is start with my local primary school. I'm hoping to get in there and, you know, really get the word out and try and spread the word and see what can be done. My local primary school at the moment are actually really, really fantastic. They do like wellbeing boxes and things for kids and coping mechanisms. So, you know, they're doing great. They're aware of different things. Different teachers are being trained up for different disabilities as well, obviously, and then to look out for trigger things. So yeah, I'm really hoping that with you know, with the help of the Wave Trust, that we can get into my school and basically start from the beginning. Prevention's better. I think, you know, we need to get in there early and get it done as early on as we can. On money side of things, my husband as well, he's also a ultramarathon runner. So he was saying that hopefully he'll be able to do some different types of runs throughout maybe next year where we can, you know, raise some money as well. So he generally does do quite a few charities. He's done different ones over the years. So yeah, fingers crossed, he says he'll definitely do this one for us. So yeah, so that's where I'm at, and just keep going with all the great work with the team. I mean, the team are just absolutely amazing. The hard work that everybody does is just fantastic. It really is good.
Yeah, and I get so excited when I see all the team coming together like that, because you do see it all coming together. And I'm just going to really echo Claire's words in the comment there on, it's absolutely brilliant to target the primary schools and to get in there. I mean, I think the impact you can have, there's critical windows throughout our lives in which we can have the biggest impact. And obviously there's the first 2 years of life and there's adolescence, but primary school is another one where it's kind of that first moment where you're really have, you know, other support beyond family, and you can have that support in an always available adult, and it will be absolutely amazing. So wonderful news from both you and Claire of looking in on that. So I'm excited to see how that develops further, and I'm sure at some point we'll have to force Aidan onto another live to talk about trauma-informed schools, as well as he has all the expertise there to learn a little bit more, as I think that would be absolutely great. Will, have you got any upcoming plans?
Just fostering the relationships we've already got through here in Edinburgh, and continuing with the link we've got set up with West Lothian, etc. I'm working on with Edinburgh recovery activities through here in Edinburgh with a lot of other charities as well. I come at from the lived experience point of view of being a former addict who's in recovery now. So carrying on with my peer support group and doing any training on offer for the Wave Trust that they've been doing throughout this year, and just carrying that name forward and using my voice, the lived experience, wherever it can be most helpful.
Absolutely. And yeah, you know, tonight we're reminding you, if you can give anything at all, that makes a huge difference. But also, if you have, you know, a voice that could make a difference, get in touch and join Hearts of Ace and or become a 70-30 ambassador, and you will be able to absolutely change the life of people around you. So it is worth every moment of effort that you can give. Great news from Aidan. We've scheduled another live whilst on live, so that's great. We will have more information on trauma-informed schooling at some point. And yeah, some great news going forwards. In fact, I can let you know, though I haven't been able to schedule it yet, that on the 7th of December, I believe, we'll be doing our next live stream with Anthula Kutsudi, one of the core WAVE team members, on her own experience of domestic violence and her expertise from the research and from years working in WAVE's perspective as part of the 16 days of action against domestic violence. So definitely keep an eye out for that one as well, and see what we'll be doing there. So yeah, we've probably got another 10 minutes or so in this live. So I guess I want to hear from you guys. Let me think here of the perfect question to make the biggest difference in the last moment. With training, what is the biggest difference you've found in terms of confidence, in terms of the difference you can make in your local community that support from a wider network has given you? And I don't necessarily mean formal training here, that can be included. I also mean just the support of expertise from other ambassadors, etc. What has that enabled you to do?
I think it's totally invaluable for me when it comes to the aspect of the peer support group alone. Never mind what it's done for me personally. Having friends like fellow ambassadors, Jane, Angela Haston, Claire, Debbie, Eddie, etc. It's just amazing, because if you're, like I say, I've been through a 27-year addiction, and I've been fortunate enough to get through that addiction, and that's why I use my voice of lived experience to show other people that it is possible. If you put in the work, it is possible. But just being able to rely on any number of the fellow ambassadors, if I'm having a downtime or a low time, it's amazing, and it's just great to be a part of.
Absolutely. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Eddie. Do you want to go first?
Oh, sorry, no. On you go. I'll be a gentleman. On you go.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, just the same here. The formal training and just the coming together with everybody from all the different groups, knowing that you're not alone. I'm on the Heart's Lived Experience Council of Lived Experience group as well. So just knowing that you aren't alone is a big difference, that everybody's got support. There's always somebody there to talk to, always reach out. Basically, as they say, talk, don't check out, reach out. So yeah, just basically having the support has just been invaluable. It's completely priceless, it really is. And then having the training from WAVE Trust and basically getting more knowledge behind us as well, I think it's definitely helped. So it's helped all of us become more confident and being able to approach authorities. Whereas before, I think certainly myself, I'd be like, I can't speak to that person, but you can. So the training has just been great for that as well. Then obviously building up our knowledge as much as possible about all the different types of trauma, all the different types of ACEs, so we can help everybody, so nobody's left out. I think that's definitely, that sums it up for me. It's been amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely. Eddie, you were jumping in there before, but we got cut off. Go ahead.
Sorry, I've got this habit. I'm quite a confident person, and I just like to talk and talk and talk. And I wish people would just tell me to shut up sometimes. But anyway, training of any form is good because it gives you basic. It gives you the basics and something to base on, something to build on. But for something like ACEs, for the WAVE Trust, what's so very important is you speak from the heart. You have to believe. You have to believe in what you're doing. You must speak from your heart. And when people see that in you, when people see that the passion's there, you're speaking from the heart, people do warm to that. And I feel sometimes that is better than any form of training. But training, don't get me wrong, the training gives you the basics and it gives you the base to build on. and it's always good. But speak to that, and I'll tell you something. How I've met every single one of the ambassadors. I've spoken from the heart, and they are passionate, and it's what you need, because you could have somebody who is an expert on everything, and unless he feels, unless it's in there, you know, I mean, he's not going to be any good. So yeah, that's what I feel.
Thanks, Eddie. And I have to say, for me, I think what's made the difference for me is that there's no hurdle you can't overcome, in a sense, because you set a goal and someone is able to help you, either through formal training. It might be, this is how you can contact MPs. It might be, oh, you don't know enough yet, let's give you proper trauma-informed training so you first of all can be trauma-informed. It might be reaching out to police chiefs or people at the NHS or whatever it might be, and there's always, or maybe it's organizing an event, maybe it's the first live stream, maybe it's fundraising, whatever it might be. And as long as you've got a goal in mind, it's possible to do it. And I think that's something that I've always loved about this campaign, is that we will find a way no matter what. I will also quickly share Claire's answer, as she's happily informally taking part in the live today, I can see. So yeah, the team and support network we have is an amazing thing and makes a huge difference to all our lives and to other people. I am so proud to be part of this wonderful team of inspirational people, and all of us warriors. So thank you so much, Claire. I think we can repeat the exact same thing back to you.
Thank you, Claire, our wee Welsh dragon there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, we're over-representing Scotland a little bit too much today in the live, but this is actually a national campaign across all of the UK.
It's St Andrew's Day after all, Isabel. It is St Andrew's Day after all.
There you go. I'd lost track of that entirely, Will. Thanks for letting me know. And yeah, does anyone have any last questions that they'd like to ask each other? Any last comments before we go? Our final celebration.
I'd just like to say to people watching, thank you very much for watching all day and sharing the live videos as well. And if like us, you've been through a hard time in life, you've suffered trauma or adverse childhood experiences, and if you're needing help to get through the other side of that, then please contact one of ourselves and we can signpost you if we don't have the relevant information of ourselves, or we can help you through that. But once it is what I want people to know, it is possible to get through addiction, to get through trauma, to get through mental health. And by reaching out, it makes us individually stronger, and by connecting with fellow ambassadors, fellow people that have been through traumatic events, then you do become stronger. And that's all I want to say, really.
Thanks, Will. Absolutely. And I'm just seeing that Michelle has shared everything to all of her groups. So thank you so much. That is absolutely one of the best ways to get involved with Giving Tuesday. So thank you for the support. Anyone else have kind of some final comments?
Yeah, I've actually, sorry, I feel guilty now because you've had all these live streams all day, and through work, through one thing or the other, I've missed them all. But I felt I had to come on tonight.
Eddie, your contribution throughout the month has been invaluable, and you have been a key member of the team. So thank you so much for making the time for tonight. I think we've all had life come and get away. Not everyone can be available during the day because of work, because of their own reasons. So thank you so much for getting involved there. And yeah, Debbie, do you want to say anything before I get for a final?
Yeah, just thank you so much, everybody, for watching today, for listening, for sharing all the videos, for talking. Talk away, share away, and just remember that we're all here for anybody at any time. So please, as Will says, reach out, get in touch with any of us. We're happy to help. If we can't help, we will sign you on to, the relevant people. And I just want to say a big thank you to the rest of the team as well, because I feel so guilty because none of them are here because, work or they're ill or something's happened. So, thank you so much to all the rest of the team that we can't see here tonight but have done amazing. So yeah, thank you. Donate, guys, and share away. Thank you.
Exactly, Debbie. And I'm going to extend the thank you beyond the core Giving Tuesday team that we've had, who've been a huge help with fundraising, to all of the 70/30 Ambassador Network, who continues the great work and that we're doing this fundraising for. I hope some of you see this, and I hope you keep up the great work. I know we'll definitely see you on the next National Ambassador call, but we're doing this for you so that you can keep doing amazing work in your local communities. And yes, donate, donate, donate. www.wavetrust.org. You've just got to press one big red button, and anything you can give will make a huge, huge difference. So thank you so much, everyone, and we will see you in the next few lives. Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.